All right, today we're jumping into the story of a creator who somehow managed to build a massive digital empire, all while being a full-time college student. It is a fascinating case study in modern solo entrepreneurship. Let's get right into it. So, this is the big question, right? In a world that's filled with agencies, managers, and huge production teams, how does one person, all on her own, manage to cut through the noise? The answer is surprisingly simple, but pulling it off, well, that's a whole other story. First, let's just get a sense of the scale we're talking about here. This is not some small niche following. We're talking about over 500,000 people spread across a bunch of different platforms. And the craziest part? This entire audience was built and is still managed by just one person. So what's the secret sauce? How did she do it? Well, according to our source material, it all boils down to one core idea: authenticity. That's the one thread that connects everything she does: her content, her business model, and her relationship with her fans. The creator at the center of all of this is Scarlett, who you probably know as Scar's Wonderland. She's a 23-year-old from the US who runs her entire operation solo. And when I say solo, I mean everything from photo shoots to answering DMs. There's no agency, no manager, just her. So how did this whole thing even get started? Well, her origin story is really key because it shows how the entire brand was founded on this idea of being authentic, not just in how she does business, but in her physical presence too. Her journey kicked off back in 2021 when she was just 18 years old. Think about that. While most of her peers were just trying to figure out their first year of college, she was already laying the groundwork for a brand. Now, fast forward to today, and she's not only running that thriving solo career, but she's still juggling a full-time course load. This quote right here really gets to the heart of her brand. It's all about empowerment through ownership. It's this idea of taking the things that make you unique and building something powerful from it without apologizing for it. And this commitment to being all natural, well, that became a huge pillar of her brand. You know, in an industry that's often dominated by cosmetic surgery, she made her natural physique a key selling point. And it proved that there's a huge market out there for that specific kind of realness. Now, her success isn't just about one platform hitting it big. Oh no, it's actually a masterclass in diversification. She's built this really smart ecosystem where every single platform plays a very specific and strategic role. Just let that sink in for a second. One person, a solo creator, actively managing a real presence across 6 different major platforms. Each one is a different piece of this larger puzzle, and each serves a unique purpose, from just grabbing new followers to actual monetization. Okay, so let's break this down because it's pretty brilliant. Instagram, with its massive 451,000 followers, that's the main gateway. It's where most people first discover her. Then you have X, which is for her unfiltered personality and talking directly with fans. YouTube is a creative outlet and a smart move to diversify. Reddit is where she does that raw community engagement. And then you have OnlyFans. That's the revenue hub, where all that exclusive content turns her massive following into paying subscribers. And speaking of direct, this is her actual bio on OnlyFans. The language is incredibly straightforward, and that's exactly the point. It's a no-games kind of approach. It tells potential subscribers exactly what they're going to get, which builds this weird kind of trust through just being blunt and transparent. What you see is what you get. So, we've seen the public-facing empire, but what does it actually take to run it all? Let's pull back the curtain a little bit on the daily reality because she's juggling 2 incredibly demanding parallel lives. I mean, this really shows you the split perfectly. On one side, you have the full-time college student. We're talking 8 a.m. lectures, late-night study sessions, cramming for exams. But on the other side of the coin, you have a modern CEO, planning content, doing photo shoots, editing, marketing, handling customer service. She's not choosing one or the other. She's living both of these lives every single day. The amount of discipline that requires is just wow. And of course, this line of work is not all glamour and success. The source material is very clear about the challenges that you don't always see. There's the social stigma that can come with it, and some very real personal safety concerns when your life is so public. And on top of that, there's the mental toll of just being on all the time and the constant uncertainty of building your entire business on platforms that you don't actually control. These are the hidden costs. So, after all that, what can we actually learn from this? Let's try to distill her success down into a clear playbook, the core principles that have really allowed her to thrive as a solo creator. The source really boils it down to these 5 key things. 1. She's transparent. She delivers exactly what she promises. 2. She's accessible. She manages her own accounts, which leads to genuine interaction. 3. She is incredibly ambitious, playing the long game by getting an education alongside her career. 4. She's natural, both in her physique and her business style. And finally, number 5, she's a total professional, running this tight ship all by herself at just 23 years old. And all of this leaves us with one final, pretty big question. Scar's Wonderland, she represents a real shift. She's not a traditional celebrity, and she's not some faceless company. She's an individual who built an empire from scratch, completely on her own terms. So is this highly personal, self-managed, and radically authentic model? Is that the blueprint for the future of online content? The answer to that could really reshape the entire creator economy.